Hello, beautiful people. We are back. A little bit different surroundings. I'm here with my special guest today, Brian Gomez Martinez, AKA Cuatro Spice, head chef here at Garden Square. What's up, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good, I'm good. I'm great, actually.
Yeah.
Sitting out here with you.
Yeah,
this is awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for making the time.
No, thank you, man. Thanks for coming out.
It. My pleasure. So I feel like you and I were chatting about, I don't know, something we were interacting with on Instagram a couple months ago. And I think you were like, so when are you gonna have me on your podcast?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You call me out and I couldn't have been more delighted about it. I'm like, are you kidding me, dude?
Yeah, you're just like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go.
You tell me when.
Yeah.
So we took a little bit of time strategically, make sure that we do it, at the right time. Mm. So we're chilling out here. It is a Wednesday afternoon in late January. I am we've had a little bit of a cold snap these last few days. I'm extremely comfortable. I shed one of my layers before we sat down. I'm extremely comfortable sitting out here.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we start, because I'm a regular over here as we stand. We're literally right adjacent to Brochu's family tradition. And I've been here quite a few times since it opened a couple of years ago. And I always kind of like, when we were walking in or walking out or kind of like hanging out outside waiting to go in, I always kind of like look over here and be like, like, this is an interesting spot. So how did this come about in terms of, and we're going to talk about your whole backstory and everything like that, how all this came together, but how did we end up on this particular spot? Because, I mean, this is like, you got a nice little carved out nice little piece of paradise right out here.
Oh yeah, it's really cool. And I think like what the owners and the designers did with this spot is really, really interesting. Because like it basically does feel like a rooftop, but next to a road,
Yeah.
Like from the conception of this place, I wasn't very involved in that. I came onto this project maybe a month before it opened.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, like very late.
Gotcha.
They had a chef originally, and they decided to part ways, and then that's when I came on. So, like, I wasn't here from the very beginning, but I was here from the very beginning of like the food side of things.
Got it.
So
makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, so let's take a step back before then. You and I were just talking before we started recording. You and I actually met, I feel like for the first time, it was at one of the pop-ups at Fleeting.
Yeah.
Which I am a huge fan of, the pop-ups and the residencies. That particular one was with Chef Chino, correct?
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was maybe one of the Japanese ones we were doing.
Which was, I mean, they're all good.
Yeah.
They're all great. And my move is, so if it's a pop-up, sometimes it's one night only, sometimes it's 2 nights, sometimes it's a residency for a couple of weeks. But the idea with the pop-ups over there and the residencies is we're taking advantage of the opportunity of when, like on a Monday, Tuesday, I think is when the restaurant is typically not open.
Yep.
So what they're trying to do is they're trying to get something going on in there, something different and cool. And they've had, there's been, on-site, is it Victoria, I want to say, that is the main chef over there? So
Chef Victoria left.
Oh, she did, okay.
Maybe a year ago, I want to say.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But at that particular time,
yeah.
She had her own, and then we had other different chefs coming in from other places.
Yeah.
There was a pasta one that they did one time. I'm huge into Asian food. So Chino Noir, for those of you who don't know, I mean, just following him along when he makes his trips out there. I don't know if he's sourcing ingredients or whatever it is that he does. He eats some real authentic stuff during his travels, domestically and internationally. But when it comes to Asian food, I mean, I have a particular affinity for that. I'm a big Rhino Hospitality actually made a pit stop over at E-Tying today. I love PJ's, like I love all, caught it, all of this stuff. So that was where you and I first connected, but it was funny because I was looking at your history of where you've been, and when it says, and I saw, Husk on there, and then I saw Common Thread, but the reality of the situation is, if you work for, seemingly, at least from my perspective, if you work for Common Thread or you work for, the farm group in general, there's some bouncing around that goes on, right? Like I was talking to Nilo the other day, and he's like, you know, week to week, he's not really particularly sure where he's going to be, and it seems like Strangebird's getting pretty close too. So in terms of what brought you here, I looked at it, I saw that you had spent some time up in Charlotte before you came here. You spent some time at Husk, and you were also at Common Thread, which, at least from my perspective as an outsider looking in, when you work for the farm group, you're typically bouncing around to a couple different places. Like I spoke with Chef Nilo the other day, and he's like, week to week, he may be here, he may be there. I'm going to nail him down. I think we're actually, this coming weekend, we're going to take some time, which is going to be awesome. But, you know, flora and fauna, farm, Common Thread, of course, more recently Strangebird, what seems like it's coming back around after the fire. It looks like it's going to be coming back soon. There's a lot going on over there when you're part of that group. So, but just tell us a little bit about the journey that took you here from when you started to now as head chef at Garden Square.
So, yeah, it started in March 18, 2018, so just 7 years. I'm only 27 years old right now. So I started when I was 20 years old.
That's incredible. And you said it was your family background, right? A lot of chefs and kitchen experience.
My father was a butcher. My brother was my first sous chef. My uncle was also one of my first sous chefs. That was back at the Country Club in North Carolina. It's the Peninsula Club. I was there for like two and a half years, I want to say. And then I started bouncing around, went to Chicago, did some stages, went back to Charlotte, and then I got offered a job to open it was a live fire restaurant. Complete, just like wood, coals, no gas, nothing in the entire restaurant. And I was there for, I want to say 9 months. I was part of the opening team for that restaurant.
Live fire.
Yeah. Just flames and smoke.
And this was where?
In Charlotte.
Got it, okay. Yeah. And you also mentioned that prior to that there was the lake, you said it was Lake Norman, I think, right? That's a popular like vacation destination, right?
Oh yeah. It's like Lake Norman it's a man-made lake, but it's so beautiful, and the bass fishing over there is awesome. I miss bass fishing up there.
You're a fisherman?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Well, I was. I haven't fished in years, but
I like being out on the boat. I'm not a fisherman particularly. Chef Hunter over at Locals Raw Bar wants to record a podcast out of the boat. So we're going to set that up hopefully when the weather gets a little bit warmer. RJ's excited for that one, right? So hopefully we get a little bit warmer, but he did text me the other day, says, do you ever get car sick? Not to my knowledge. I don't remember ever having, but I haven't had too many opportunities in the almost 5 years that I've been in Bluffton to get out on the water too many times. So that, you said that brings you back to Charlotte, and then where do we go from there?
And then from Charlotte, when I left Savannah, so it was my birthday weekend, and I drove down to Savannah to stage at Husk.
Oh, okay.
So I was staging at Husk the day before my birthday. And so I get here the day before, or I get here the 24th of February, and check into my Airbnb. You know, I'm sitting there sharpening my knives, like getting all nervous, reading over the menu, looking up like the chef and like the history of the restaurant and everything, just like really trying to get my head into it. And this was still like COVID era. It was like
a very interesting time for the restaurant business in general, right?
Yeah, so like I started freaking out because I thought I had lost my mask and like they weren't gonna let me in. I wasn't gonna be able to stage. But like eventually, like I called my mom. She was like, just chill. She's like, you got it. You know how to cook. It's just food. I was like, you're right. So the next day on the 25th, I go in and do my stage. First time I've ever met Chino, and like he put me on the grill because he knew I had live fire experience. He just throws me on the grill with one of the cooks that was there. His name was also Brian.
Okay.
And he shows me one of everything, and then he just walks off the line. And I was like,
you're on your own.
I was like, cool, here we go. And
trial by fire.
Literally.
Over fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
no pressure.
Yeah, like that first night, I just worked the grill by myself. And the entire night, Chino's just bringing me snacks, like passing them through the window. He's like, here, try this, try this, try this. And I was like, dude, this is so awesome.
That sounds like a job I would enjoy.
Oh, dude, yeah. But no, then we went up to the third floor, did my interview. And I heard after I got hired that Chino ran back downstairs, got all the sous chefs together, was like, guys, I just hired another Chinese guy. And I later asked Chino about that. He was like, yeah, I totally did that.
Just to mess with you.
No,
or mess with them maybe.
Well, I mean, I genuinely think he might have thought I was Chinese.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Legit?
yeah.
Oh my God, that's hysterical. That's funny, man. I didn't even. I have to admit, I didn't know that he. So he had he been at Husk for quite a while.
He had been there for like 2 years before I got there. I think. Yeah.
Gotcha. He's doing a lot of different stuff now, right? A lot of, yeah. Pop-ups and things like that.
He's killing it at the oyster farm.
Yeah, that's right. The oyster farm too. Yeah. I love all of that. I've talked about many times on the podcast before. My wife Jocelyn's the program manager for South Carolina Oyster Recycling and Oyster Reef Enhancement for the Outside Foundation. She's a master's in sustainability. So I love learning about all that stuff. I'm very anxious, actually. RJ and I are trying to get Andrew Carmine scheduled. Him and his partner Doug run that Shell Ring oyster company where they farm oysters, which right now are just available for sale at Hudson's. And I pay attention through the socials. I see a lot of the oyster stuff that's going on over here with Chino and other people.
Love Hudson's.
Oh, it's great,
Hudson's is so good.
Yeah.
You see the crab tanks in the back?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
for
sick.
Sure, when they're doing the soft shells?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think RJ and I are probably going to head over there later this week. Hopefully, if we get a sunny day, we'll, for my money, best seat anywhere on Hilton Head. You sit at that bar there, you got all the water behind it.
You get there early enough, you're good.
Oh, yeah. We were shooting something for one of my friends in real estate, and we were there real super early one day, and it was cool. Me and Derek Ludaway, who's one of the musicians on Hilton Head, we were like, well, let's go grab some lunch. And then we're like, well, why don't we just hang out here? It was just right before they're open. And dude, it was so quiet. Nobody had been there. Yeah, and of course, as we're sitting there, by the time we left, that deck was full, as it usually is on a nice warm day. So you're at Husk, and then you move on to the Common Thread situation. You're doing quite a bit over there too, right? A little of this, a little of that.
Yeah, so I was a sous over there at Common Thread, and while I was doing that, I was also doing the pop-ups with Chino when he started like the Odd Guy pop-ups, and like pretty much when everything just pretty much went crazy.
It really did.
It kind of exploded for like a year almost, and it was just like work at Common Thread, and then my 2 days off, pop-up, work at Common Thread, 2 days off, pop-up. So I was just working for like 3 months at a time.
Yeah. Without
stopping. But I mean, it was a blast. We learned so much. We met so many new people. Yeah. Like, it was a lot of fun. But then eventually I got offered my own pop-ups at Fleeting. So now it's kind of just like gonna be the chef of the pop-ups, not one of the cooks of the pop-ups. Yeah. So that's when I did my first pop-up. That was Raíces. I don't know if you remember that one.
That might have been my favorite one out of all of them. Yeah.
That was a really cool pop-up. It was a very special pop-up, like for me personally. But yeah, that one was a lot of fun. Then we did Libertad, which was on what was it, Cinco de Mayo, and then we did Cuatro Amigos, which that one was a lot of fun too.
That one was great too. Yes, definitely. Those are a lot of fun. You get to just try a bunch of different things. And that's kind of around the time, like you said, when all this stuff was going crazy, that's when I met you. That's when I met Nilo, Chino, of course, Juwan, who's not around anymore, but I still follow him. He was doing the Juju Street Eats. I got to, that's actually when I was sitting at the bar. That is the only time I ever actually sat at the bar in Starland was when Juwan was there. I think it was maybe out of the Strangebird truck, if I remember correctly. Regardless, that's when I actually sat down at the bar and I was randomly chatting with Miles Matthews, which was awesome. I get to know him a little bit. He's over at with the team at the Wild now, and it's really been a privilege, like getting to know you guys, because you're all incredibly talented and you have a lot of fun with it. There's no like presumptuousness. I don't even know if that's a word. It's all just like regular, chill, cool people that are incredibly talented, that are extremely collaborative. and supportive of each other in a lot, which is something we talk about this a lot. It's fairly unique. I mean, in food and beverage, restaurants in general, there can be some competitiveness sometimes, which I think there's nothing wrong with a little bit of healthy competitiveness. But what I really like is when the chefs not necessarily work together, but when they're supporting each other and when they're encouraging each other, and when they do come together and collaborate, some pretty amazing stuff comes out of it.
Yeah, like that's something that I feel is like very unique to Savannah. It's like how collaborative and like friendly competitive it is. I mean,
yes, friendly competitive is that's a perfect term for it.
It's like,
I agree with you.
It's like, hey, can you help me out with this? Yeah, but also I'm gonna try to do it better than you, just so you know.
Yeah.
You know.
And if I do,
I'll show you how I did it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's also like nobody like keeps recipes from anybody else. Yeah, it's actually a really, really cool thing. It's one of my favorite things about being in the industry in Savannah.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely something. I spend a lot of time where, as you know, I'm on the side of Bluffton that's closer to here. So, and I've been to almost all the restaurants in Hilton Head at this point in Bluffton. So I do a lot. But at the same time, I always say, as much as I want to try new places, I always end up back at my favorites, and obviously Brochu's being one of them. The Farm Group ones. I'm big on Starland. I spend more time out here than I do downtown or really anywhere else. I'm either in Starland or I'm in Sandfly. Excuse me, because I'm going out to Rockies to get my my Italian fix, which the weather up in New York screwing him up a little bit. He gets his semolina rolls from Malone's Bakery in Staten Island, and I was joking around with him. I was like, let me know if you need some help. If you're having some trouble getting stuff in, I'll see what I can do. He says, yeah. He goes, you going to be in Staten Island area anytime soon? So we were joking around about that. I said it would actually be pretty funny content. We got to somehow get up to New York to get those rolls, to bring them down to the deli, like a midnight run, just to get some rolls out of New York in the middle of a blizzard.
I was gonna say, it sounds like a early 2000s, just like sitcom.
Yeah,
it's like the journey for the rolls.
Yeah, exactly. I got to come up with something clever with incorporating the term semolina. So you came into this project, like you said, about a month before it opened, right? So you end up getting called in here. They decide, they're making a change. There was a tremendous amount of anticipation. So let's talk about the lead up to, opening night, and then it's been 3 months so far, you said, correct?
Yep.
So how was it to open, and what has the first 3 months been like? Because when Savannans, is that how you say it? When Savannans find something that they like, something that's cool like this vibe, I mean, this aesthetic, how could you not like it? They're going to come out in droves. So
they were ready. Bring their friends. They bring everyone.
They were ready.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So we opened up on Halloween night. So our opening night wasn't like super, super busy, which was nice because it gave us time to like figure out some systems or just practice more on like how to pick up the food, how to prep some stuff. So like we had a little bit of like a slower beginning.
Yeah.
But then like more recently, it's just been insane. It's just been picking up. Like we'll start off like, we take reservations.
Yeah.
But that is, looking at the reservations are a horrible way to try and like guess how tonight's gonna go. Because we'll start with 21 reservations and then we'll do 109.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like that happened on Saturday.
Yeah.
Or like we'll start with 7 and then we'll do 98.
That's incredible.
So I'm like, all right, guys, just stop looking at the books. Just prep for 100.
Yeah. You gotta be prepared for anything.
Yeah.
And so, you're open here, is it Wednesday through Sunday?
Yeah, Wednesday to Sunday, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday we do brunch from 11 to 3.
Brunch, and then dinner service starts at
5.
5. Okay. Yeah. And you said happy hour. So here we are on a Wednesday. Happy hour starts at what time?
4.
4 o'clock.
So okay. I think it's happy hour right now.
Just about.
Oh, almost.
Just about. So it was immediately, packed. So we're thinking 3 months. It's January, December. Still pretty nice temperatures for hanging out on this patio.
Oh yeah.
And so you had a pretty steady stream in the beginning. What was the reception like? Because I know, and I read the article that was online about Tasha and the cocktail menu, which is extremely creative. I want to touch on that type of stuff. There's a lot of thought given to the cocktails and the small plates and the mains, of course, and the snacks, all 3 categories. There's a lot of thought given to the pairings of those things.
Yep.
Out of the gate, what did it look like in terms of you know, what was really popular? What was the feeling like from the menu perspective from you as the chef?
So like when I came on, so I did my tasting, and you know I did like the curry cauliflower for them, and like the carrots with pepita mole. You know, they're like that's how I got the job. But then I started looking at like the drink menu that Natasha was working on.
Yeah.
Granted, I didn't know her at the time. Like sure. I walked in and I was like, "Hi, I'm Anastasia," you know. And then I looked at her menu and I was like, "This chick is insane." I'm like, "What is this stuff?"
Yeah.
And then I got the job, started working here more, and she would bring stuff back for me to taste, and I'm like, "Girl," I'm like, "You are insane." Her drinks are so good.
The creativity is wild. So and I'm gonna get to meet her today too. I want to ask her a couple questions. But where does that come from? I mean, there's a science to it. I think, right? She's like, I mean, mixology is to the nth degree with this.
I mean, I think she puts the madness to the method. Honestly,
yeah.
She is like eons like away with like all the stuff she's doing. Like that bubblegum stock she was making. Like the whole kitchen smelled like Hubba Bubba for like a week.
Well, even just today, you have written on the board, these are specialty non-alcoholic cocktails. There's a banana chai with vanilla bean, cocoa powder, and sesame. I need to try one of those. I love chais. I love bananas. I don't care that it doesn't have alcohol in it. I'm in for that. There's a golden lassie, mango puree, yellow bell pepper, coconut water, aloe vera, turmeric. We're taking ingredients that are not only delicious put together, but then also extremely colorful and very visually pleasing, the aesthetic, right? Yeah. And you mentioned the one with the bubblegum stock.
Yeah.
That's a is that a...
Rhubarb.
No, is it?
Yeah.
Rhubarb, limoncello with rhubarb juice and bubblegum stock, 0 proof limoncello, and then this is non-alcoholic gin and thyme. There's some pretty wild ingredients going into this stuff.
That's what I mean. It's like, well, for me personally, I would never think of putting a banana in a cocktail.
Sure.
Or like bubble gum in a cocktail.
Right.
But like she did, and it's working. It's really good.
What's the? I can't wait to taste it. What's the process in terms of because there had to be a lot of thought probably given into like how these things come together, right? Mm-hmm. When you're putting together your menu.
Yeah, for sure.
For compatibility purposes and whatnot. What's your thought? I don't want to touch on a couple of these things independently. What's your thought process? Do you think this is something that's going to be fluid? There's probably certain things that are I'm sure that are going to stick. But are you planning on changing this seasonally or what's your strategy with that?
Yeah, so it is going to change seasonally. Okay. I think now we're about to start moving into more of the spring. So, because right now the menu is very like heavy. It's got short ribs, peri-peri chicken meatballs, stuff like that. But as we move into like the warmer seasons, it's gonna get lighter for sure. So really excited to work with the like fresh produce. But yeah, like right now I'm very happy with the way we have the menu set up. I'd like to call it like a very inclusive menu. It's like a bunch of different cultures in there, a bunch of different techniques, a bunch of different ingredients, a lot of like very fun platings and fun flavors too. So
yeah, the idea here is drink, chill, eat. This is where you want to be hanging out for happy hour. Again, dinner. We got brunch on the weekends. I'll take you guys through it, real quick. I mean, onion dip, always a big winner when you're hanging out. Caramelized onion with kettle chips. You got your spinach artichoke dip, always a winner. Baguette, which is coming from Flora and Fauna, right across the street over here. You got your pimento cheese, again, southern staple, country ham, Tillamook cheddar, Benton's ham. And of course, you got some great veggies in there: roasted red pepper, pickled okra. I'm a big small plates guy, so I could see myself starting out with a snack or two. Then I'm going to move on to the small plates. Roasted cauliflower sounds great. You talked about the roasted carrots with the pepita and the vegan mole. Beet salad. That's all my wife and my mother. They're huge into beet salad, so I'm sure she's going to be excited to come and check that out. I can imagine, and I'm excited. We're gonna go through and we're gonna try out some of this stuff. I'm sure that's very colorful in and of itself. You got a couple salads. I'm particularly interested in 2 items from the small plate section. So, excuse me. Talk to me a little bit about the mushroom toast, which is going to have some heat to it. I can tell it's got that little pepper emblem. And then talk to me about miso mac and cheese, because you want to talk about insane. that's coming from an insane person. Miso, macaroni, and cheese. Talk to me about, and you said comfort food and, not necessarily heavy, but wholesome,
it makes you
that
feel
type
good.
of stuff. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's comfort food right there.
So that mushroom toast, it's kind of a take on a dish that we used to do at Savannah back in Charlotte, where we would fire roast the mushrooms.
Okay.
And then we would hit them with a bunch of lemon juice, salt, and parsley, and just like a bunch of like fine herbs.
Yeah.
But that, instead of putting it on toast, we would put it just like on a plate with, it was I forget what kind of cream we were doing. It was like harissa cream.
Sure.
But in this case, I just took like the same mushroom process, except obviously no fire. Everything here is induction.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So we just pan roast them, lemon juice, salt in the pan, and then we take the Flora and Fauna sourdough, a little bit of chipotle mayo, and then at the end, right before we take the mushrooms out of the pan, we take pickled mushrooms and we throw them in the pan, just to get a little bit of like caramelization and sear on those mushrooms. Yeah, it really it rounds everything out.
Dude.
Yeah. And just a bunch of chive, parsley, and pickled red onion.
Okay, I'm all over that. What about the miso mac and cheese?
Miso mac and cheese is, it actually wasn't my idea. It was suggested to me, but then, I just did it. So it's really simple. You just take butter, miso, sear the miso in the butter, then throw your flour in, make a roux, throw in the milk, pull in the cheese, boom, cheese sauce with miso.
Yeah, and so you're topping that with some scallions. And what it says Ritz crackers. Are you crumbling that on top? Yeah, that's what I figured, to get that nice little crust on the mac and cheese. That's an important part of mac and cheese.
Yeah, I gotta love a butter cracker.
Oh yeah, absolutely, so absolutely. I enjoyed some of that at Cahill's farm last week. I had lunch with one of my friends, and they had a beautiful shrimp salad appetizer, and I was just scooping little baby shrimps with those buttery crackers. Yeah. Absolutely delicious. We got some serious mains here though too. Braised short ribs, always a fan. Those are coming with velvet mashed potatoes and chives. We got our merguez sausage and hummus. I'm a big merguez guy. They got a great merguez sandwich at times at Chez George, one of my favorite restaurants over in Hilton Head. Another very popular Mediterranean style kind of thing going on with that.
I like that.
Yeah. Miso black cod, which I could totally see myself going with a little two-step, right? Miso mac and cheese, followed up with that black cod.
Yeah.
Herb scallop potatoes and scallions. You got my eye with the butter chicken meatballs. Now, butter chicken is typically an Indian dish, right? Mm-hmm. And this is incorporating with as a meatball. You get that with some jasmine rice and cilantro. And then you mentioned the piri piri chicken, which I'm very excited about as well. Incorporating some chili oil in that and give it some kick. And then, listen, I'm a meat guy, but I'm also very intrigued by coconut and vegetable chickpea curry, another Indian-inspired dish.
So that happened because I made family meal one day.
Okay.
And I made curry for family meal. And I gave a bowl to one of the owners, and he like as soon as I come back into the kitchen, not even 2 minutes later, he just busts in the door. He was like, "That needs to go on the menu." I was like, "Yeah, chef."
So some of these things you just stumble upon.
Yeah.
Like I was talking to Leslie from the cottage last week, and sometimes, she was focusing, that part of the conversation was more on the baked goods, but just trying things. And actually, not just the baked goods, but also, they had put together like a turkey and brie sandwich, and they're just kind of messing around. Let's put bacon on it this time. Let's put bacon jam on it this time. And so sometimes it's just, like you said, just a mistake or something that you weren't even intending, and it comes together. It's like, wow, that actually tastes really good. Let's run with that. Yeah, happy accidents are a real thing. Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited to venture through this. Everything that I've seen from the photographs, these dishes really pop. They're visually stunning, extremely colorful. You even got some pretty sweet looking desserts here. I don't even know how do you say that? Lemon
posset.
Posset. Okay. Yeah. What's that all about?
So it's basically like a lemon cream. Okay. So we take like the largest lemons we can find, literally.
Sure.
Scoop the guts out, make a lemon cream, put it back inside the lemon, and just let it set. So it's like almost like a lemon custard. It's really good.
Nice, dude. That's great. The rest of the stuff, dessert's pretty self-explanatory. Apple crisp, with or without ice cream, chocolate cake.
That apple crisp is really good. If you get it without the ice cream, it's completely vegan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. we're heading towards the end of January. Spring's early around here.
Yep.
So as the weather warms up, this place is going to start filling out. You know, on a warm day here, I would not be surprised if it's already humming out here by 4:30, 5 o'clock for happy hour, rolling right into dinner service. Heading into what will be your first spring here, which is going to be, I know for a fact that this is going to be one of the top spots when we're getting into that nice warm spring and summer weather. What stuff is, I always like to ask, what stuff is coming down the pike? What do you have planned, whether it's for the menu, whether it's for any sort of event type of things? I saw Tasha was doing a wine tasting before, so I know there's a lot of effort and time that goes into that planning of things. What's coming down the pike, here for Garden Square?
So right now we're really focusing on like our next kind of hurdle is going to be Valentine's Day.
Yep.
Working on some specials with that and some pairings from Tasha. She also does these things that's like a NA cocktail immersive experience. So basically she teaches you how to make these cocktails.
I saw that.
And I do like some food pairings for each one of the cocktails.
That's awesome.
So that's a really fun thing that we do here. And then, also gearing up for St. Patrick's Day. I think we're just going to do like a really, really nice, real like super chill brunch for that. And just basically just getting ready for all the fresh produce that's about to start coming in, just trying to think of new ideas, think of ways to manipulate the colors and textures. That's really where my head goes when I'm thinking of a new dish, is colors.
Yeah, I could tell from the photos, and I can't wait to see it live in person for myself. Let's talk offline about produce and Valentine's Day. I want to pick your brain about some of that stuff as well.
Sure.
As far as you said, we're going to have probably some seasonal changes that are coming with the menu. Right now we're focused on Valentine's Day, focused on St. Patrick's Day, and then from there we roll right into spring season, which, like I said, is going to be perfect for this spot out here. I always like to ask chefs and people that work in food and beverage. This is, Savannah's a treasure trove of food of all different types, but you have also had some interesting travels for yourself based on your experience in the business. What are some of the things that you either have enjoyed that you would like to mention, things that maybe you're looking forward to trying, things that are some of your top maybe destinations where to get this or that here or there? And as an incredibly creative and talented chef yourself, what are some of your, when you're not here and you're not working, what are some of the things that you like to enjoy?
Honestly, one of my favorite things to enjoy, cold beer and a shot. Just right after work, cold beer, shot, go home, go to sleep.
No shortage of options over here in Starland for that.
Absolutely not. Over yonder,
good spot. Burger too.
Oh, and right? The chicken tenders. Have you tried the burrito?
No.
Oh, the chorizo burrito is insane.
Okay.
Yeah, like for a bar like that, to have food like that, it's only in Savannah.
I agree. I have had the tenders; those are really good, and that burger is sneaky. Yeah. One of the better burgers in town. Again, I spend a lot of time out here. I love hanging out in Starland. This is easily one of the most exciting things that have come to town. And there's a lot. There's a lot of new openings and things like that are happening. There was a lot of anticipation about this. There was a lot of buzz about it, rightfully so. For those of you who are not following Brian, I highly suggest that you do at Cuatro Spice on Instagram, yeah. Right? Is it all one?
It's Cuatro_Spice.
Cuatro_Spice, which is how I knew of him originally. I was talking to our mutual friend Simone the other day, and she's like, "Who?" I'm like, Cuatro Spice. Oh, okay. Yeah. So famous that some people don't even know your actual given name, yeah. Which I love. That's awesome. Well, we have I at least have some eating to do. We're now fully into the happy hour. I think I might even indulge in a cocktail or two. We'll see what happens. Before I let you go and get back to work, we're gonna put you to work tonight. Ooh. Cook us some goodies. Is there anything else that you would like to mention? Anything else that you'd like to put a spotlight on before we wrap things up out here?
No, just how awesome it is to be in Starland. Like, we got friends everywhere. We got Dave over here.
Yeah.
Charles over there. And Mike in the corner. Then we have Opie and Annie across the street. And it's like, it's so cool just having all the friends all over the place. We got Kyle at Lucia.
I got to check that out. He's doing a pretty cool job, and that's a cool spot too.
Yeah, like these are all really cool spots, and like a lot of them I still haven't been able to go to.
Really?
So, yeah, because when we're closed, we're all closed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. They are most of the time open and close the same days.
Yeah.
Well, this has been awesome. Sun's coming down here. It's getting a little bit chilly out, but like I said, weather's going to break sooner than later, and we're going to be having some great times inside and outside here at Garden Square. I'm not being rude here. I want to make sure that I give everybody the correct deets. So, Garden Square in Savannah. You are going to be at, entrance is located at, it says on 40th and Bull. So 2400 Bull Street, Suite 6.
Yep.
If you're familiar with Bro Shoes, if you're staring at it from the street, walk like you're going in there, hang a right. Is there an entrance on the around the corner too, or is it this is the main entrance over here?
This is the main entrance to that gate.
Got it. Okay, so come through. I mean, you guys can't miss it. We'll throw a picture up on that for you. Street parking. I never have a problem parking down here. I'm also very patient. I'll whip around the block a couple of times to get where I want to be. Dude, congratulations. I'm super excited for you. I'm so glad that we connected. I think based on not just this conversation, but the conversation that we've had before, this is going to be the first of several conversations that you and I will have. I'd love to regroup and do some spotlightings of some certain things, especially after I get to sample some of this stuff.
For sure.
And then I think maybe we'll circle back when we get to springtime and talk about what you'll have coming up for the summer. We'll take it from there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Sounds great. Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
My pleasure. All right, guys. There you have it. Brian Gomez Martinez, Cuatro Spice, head chef here at Garden Square in Savannah. Come check him out. Tell him the Indulgent Islander sent you. Stay hungry, my friends.